So Kevin, we always knew it was going to be a tough one today. Action-packed, but we fall on the wrong side of a 5-3 scoreline against Cray Wanderers. Fight shown at times, but obviously conceding 3 goals in the first half hasn't done us any favours, and a bit too little too late. What are your immediate thoughts after that result?
I feel sorry for the lads a little bit, if I'm honest. I think they're trying extremely hard. We've conceded 11 goals in 3 games, scored 9 goals in the last 3. So clearly, you look at the goals conceded, and that's sort of a key element. And like you've suggested, going 3-0 down, it's always going to be an uphill battle. Having said that, I still feel that and I'm usually quite critical, but I still feel on the balance of things we conducted ourselves quite well. I felt second half we came out and we was quite dominant in possession. But teams like that, they only need half a chance to score really, and they got those, and then the 4th goal's killed us, and then they managed the game quite well. But it's out of our hands a little bit now, I think, with Kingstonian winning. If they obviously get another point from the last 2 games, regardless of what we can do. But look, we've got to try and win 2 games. Try and win against Wingate, and then if they lose, it goes down to the last game of the season. So we'll keep fighting, keep conducting ourselves well. I just feel that this group of lads, for everything that they've been through, just deserve a little bit more really. But yeah, we're at that time of the season, 2 games left. We'll still go out, and there's teams not playing for anything, and we're still playing for something. And until mathematically it's not possible, then we'll keep putting in the effort levels and doing what we can.
Obviously, without the services of Rory and Lawrence for injuries and not being able to play DJ today for his reason. I suppose chopping and changing the defence doesn't exactly help create the stability in it. But at times, we did well, and considering we were 3-0 down, we've had games against the likes of Hornchurch, for example, where results really have sort of gone heavily against us. However, we've spoken a couple of times in the last couple of interviews about the character in the changing room, and to come from a very difficult situation like that to put up a fight all the way up until the end, again highlights that again, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Look, I avoided mentioning the injuries and players unavailable, but look, DJ, his partner's given birth today, and look, that's an understandable reason not to be at football, and we obviously wish the both of them well, and the young baby. But without a centre half there, Finn's injured. Lawrence is injured, so you've got 3 of your centre halves not available. So you're almost patching the team together a little bit. The intention was to start Jerson. He didn't get through the warm-up, so then we've had to tweak things a little bit there. So when I talk about all those sort of contributing factors, it's tough. I'm sure other teams have got injuries, etc. But it has been tough recently, but we put out a team, and the lads try, and there's some quality in there as well. It's not just a bunch of players on the pitch. Just you look at the goals that we score, you look at probably the possession stats, especially in the second half, and I don't think these teams, Lewis, Hastings, Cray Wanderers, they come here, and it's not like traditionally going to a bottom 4 side maybe. It's not that easy for them, and Cray have done well today, and they needed to win as well, and it was quite an open game, an exciting game. It's less exciting for us on the side when you're 3-0 down, but we got the goal before half time. Had David's one gone in, 3-2. The wind settled a little bit at the beginning of the second half, which played a bit of a factor in the first half, but look, they scored that free kick. It's a great strike from the lad, to be fair, and then we concede from a set piece the 4th goal, which is obviously frustrating. It's always frustrating from a management and a team perspective, conceding from a free kick, but look, we'll keep going. 2 games left. The fans deserve to be at step 3, and the players do really in terms of their application and effort levels, but we're not there, and probably every team down the bottom's got a story, probably every team in the league's got a story. It's not excuses, it's just where we find ourselves. But I'm quite proud of the lads, if I'm honest. They go in there after games. I can't be too frustrated with them, because I look them in the eye and they're showing great character. So yeah, 2 games left, and then we'll see where we're at after that.
And just quickly, obviously the game on Saturday against Wingate, they've secured their safety today. You touched on teams perhaps getting to a stage in the season where they're not necessarily fighting for something. Is that, well, I mean, we have to win every game now, but I suppose, you know, we have to really throw ourselves out here to a degree at that game and try and get those 3 points. Yeah,
look, we've got to win that game, right? Unless we win that game, and we're still relying on Kingstonian's results and potentially Bowers, but especially Kingstonian. So we've got to go into that game not in a reckless manner. Whilst they're not playing for anything, they've secured their status at step 3. Sometimes them games can be quite difficult, because there's not a tendency for people to take their foot off the gas. They're playing with a little bit more expression, and probably less tense going into it, so them games are quite difficult, and that's why you see results at this time of the season. You see some shocks and some upsets, but look, I would take it going down to the last game against Stortford here, for us to get a win to stay up right this moment in time. I'd obviously take that, and then potentially they've got to win the game. If it does go down to that, they've got to win the game to win the league potentially. So again, that would be a good game. So hopefully we get a result next week. It goes down to the last game, and then we'll see where we're at.